Hi, I'm Lee Gray. I'm a software engineer, a trader, and the creator of Trade Unafraid. And I'm joined today by Wouter de Man. Did I say that right? The demand part?
Correct.
Okay. We talked about Wouter. We didn't talk about demand. So.
The man, it's still the man.
Okay. That's a great last name. I love that.
It is.
I wish I was de Man. And you are in the Netherlands, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so thank you for joining me for this conversation. And so why don't you just start with what you think we'd be interested to know? So, yeah.
Sure. Well, in working a full-time job, I'm working for an electronic manufacturing services company, so an EMS. I've been an engineer, a trained engineer, electronics guy, old school. I've worked 25 years for a British company who developed automatic milking systems. So I did every job between being a repair engineer and a general manager. Then my work moved to the UK, and my family, my wife, my 3 daughters. I've got the eldest one is 20, twin girls of 16. So you can imagine being away is not that bad all the time. But
As long as your wife doesn't hear.
yeah, she doesn't hear. Don't worry. So and nowadays I'm working very close by where I live. No more international trips for me anymore. I'm 52 now, so I've been there, done that. So I'm do cycling to my work.
Nice.
Cycling back to the office. So that gives me a lot of peace, and everything is more in balance, I would say.
Very nice. Yeah. And you also cook for your family, I understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I was at school, I had 2 choices: becoming a chef or an electronics engineer. I was studying to be an electronics engineer, but I was working in my free time as a chef in a little restaurant where I live. And at a certain point I have to make a decision. And I choose the electronics one, but still love cooking.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and to be honest, my wife can't cook and she knows it. And we laugh about it, but no, that's fine. For me, it's like coming home from the office. It's more like a little bit of relaxation, do a bit of cooking, and she and the kids will determine what we will eat, and I will prepare. It's simple as that.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good. I also am a double E, and so it's like you live in a very virtual world in engineering. I mean, you're a little bit more the physical world than I am, but I've spent all my time in software, so it's nice to use your hands in the real world once in a while.
Yeah, I know how it's been in your world, because I've worked for 2 years for a small company as an operations manager, design and engineering, and I lead the embedded hardware and software engineers as well. And so I do understand the world where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm more from the manufacturing side of things, the operational side.
Right.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
Yeah. It's nice to see something actually go from concept to completion.
There you go. That's it. It's the journey, like you said. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Working for small customers, big customers.
Right.
Every day is different.
Yeah.
And that's what I like.
Yeah. That's great. So how does trading fit into the whole big picture for you?
Well, challenging. Most of the time I'm wondering. I'm trading on the US exchange. I can trade in Holland as well, but that's fully under office hours. And my job is an occupational one, so there's not a lot of time to do screen staring, I would say.
Yeah.
I tried in my early days, let's say 10 years ago. I started trading mostly pharmaceutical companies. It's just like a big casino it was. So I was studying there while studying their studies, see when news came out or big news, which will have huge movements in stock. I had some very great successes with it and some great losses as well.
Yeah.
So the biggest success paid for my kitchen and a new roof on my home where I live now.
Very nice.
And my biggest loss, well, cost me a part of my kitchen. So it's simple as that. But
yeah.
Doing that, you have to be involved. But I'd like to be involved in my work as well. So I can't use the distraction from being a trader. So hence I switched to US times, which means 3:30 in my afternoon. When the exchange opens, I still have an hour and a half at the office, or an hour. Go home, do some cooking, have some quality time, and then around lunchtime, your time, so the second part of the day, I could be an active trader.
Right.
But I do have some other hobbies as well. So it's hard to do that on a day trade basis.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, it's not the best part of the day to be trading. Lunchtime here is not exactly the sweet spot for trading.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
Yeah.
So, but the second part of the day for a day trade session, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not for me that I have to do it every day, because basically I'm a swing trader. So I prepare my swings. I set them up, let them run, and that's it.
Yeah.
So less screen time for me.
Right.
As long as I stick to the plan.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is the hardest part as being a trader. Stick to the plan.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
And so what has your journey, from the very first time you made a trade, I know that people have long stories about how they get from point A, that first trade, to where they are today. And I'm just curious, what was your journey like?
My journey started basically as a blind follower. Like I said, trading pharmaceuticals is really hard to do. Big risk, big gain, big loss. So it's like winning and losing on the same day. Then I started following people, and they were great, but I didn't really understand what they were doing. So then I ended up in studying more on the technical analysis of it all. And during that search, I stumbled across the Strat, created by the late Rob Smith.
Yes.
And that really opened up my eyes. And I understand the strategy in full. It makes my trade more plannable. And it's just following price action.
Right.
No news, no rumors, no nothing. Just pure price action.
Right.
And it works for me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what you said you're a swing trader, so like what kind of time frames do you use with the Strat?
Basically, when I'm doing my research in the weekends, I'm trying to find a weekly setup.
Okay.
Or a daily setup, but then 1 or 2 weeks out.
Right.
But most of the time, I'm looking for those weekly setups, and then 2 or 3 months out, or even 6 months, which could really work well.
Yeah. And
then, I'm still using a small account, so small gains and compounding it.
yeah.
That's my journey.
Right. And because you're on a fairly high time frame, that means the change in price can be rather large. How do you manage risk? Like, when do you say this is not going the right way?
You know the Strat as well. There are a lot of invalidations of a trade plan.
Okay.
And I just stick to them.
Okay.
And that sometimes means a quick loss over 10% of the trade, and sometimes it could be worse, it could be 25%. But the gains, on the other hand, if you can let the trade develop without going for the quick wins, like we all want to do. If we see something is getting green and greener, and we all have tricky fingers and say, well, let's sell it.
Right.
Profit is profit, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's like I said before, trading the strat, it's just like following the plan, following your targets.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Right.
And that's a hard thing to do, sit on your hands.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Do you feel like when you found the strat, it was like your search was over?
No, my search will never be over.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a swing trader, which gives me peace in my trading, and it works for me. I'm profitable. It's not that I have to trade for my income, so that's nice.
Right.
It's more like a bonus. But when setting up my swings, for me it's done. There's no action.
Yeah.
And then I stumbled upon Trade Unafraid.
Yeah.
And knowing that there is high volatile stocks in the US, which we don't have in the Netherlands, like SPY, QQQ, and SPX, I was thinking, well, if Trade Unafraid could help me doing my day trade, fully automatic, using Strat or ICT concepts or whatever. I'm still learning. I know I spoke about to you with my $50 a day plan.
Yes.
If you earn $50 a day, it will give you $12,500 every year.
Right.
And I'm thinking, even with a small account, it's feasible to find a setup which is on the long run profitable for at least $50 a day.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest gain using your program is that it is fully automatic. I can intervene with just a click of the mouse. I can close my trade plan even faster than I can do on the platform I'm using from Interactive Brokers.
Right.
But but I'm still trying to find my sweet spot.
Yeah.
And I'm searching for that, I think, over 12, 18 months now. Gathering a lot of data, fine-tuning every weekend, setting up new trade plans, etc., etc., etc. And I'm getting there.
Yeah. Are you seeing promising tests?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most recently, there's more. How do you call it? Repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
And certain parts of the day I'm not trading, like the opening. There's no way that I'm going to trade the opening because I'm trading on a 1 minute time frame.
Yeah.
So the opening is just killing everything or making you, good profits.
Right.
So I skipped the first half hour.
Yeah.
But the rest of the day, and if it's a trending day up or trending day down or it's going sideways, I don't care. The thing I'm looking for should be running every day.
Right. And are you using a single trade plan approach, or do you have different trade plans that you run in parallel?
No, I got multiple trade plans in parallel.
Okay.
Because within Trade Unafraid, I do have a zillion options for my exits.
Right.
I think that every trader who has got a little bit of experience will find his entry.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's all about the exit.
Yes.
Everybody is able to find a nice entry, but when you're trading on a 1 minute time frame or maybe two, the exit is so much more important.
Right.
And sometimes I get in over my head, and I would like to have the trade plan run more because of the bigger gains. But then I said to myself, no, hang on, it's for my $50 a day plan. So I need to be in very short and profitable.
Yeah.
But that could be little gains of $8 till $16, $18 at a time. But if you do that twice or 3 times a day, it makes $50 a day.
Yeah.
And then I stop.
And are you running these? I know that the program will run automated, but you also said something about intervening. So are you actually watching when these are running?
When I'm around.
Okay. So sometimes they're free running and sometimes you're watching?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the time they're free running.
Okay.
And when I'm around my computer, I can hear the bling bling and the ding ding. And,
yeah.
And I say, oh, hang on, something is happening.
Yeah.
But now, like I said, I'm working on it for 12, 18 months. I'm able to withstand the call of my laptop to go and take a look.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to give Trade Unafraid my setup, how I want to enter and how I want to exit, without me clicking the mouse and intervene my own program, my own plan. It's basically my swing trading as well. I set up my plan and I'll stick to the plan. Because I've had so many times smashing my head and said, oh, why did I even click the mouse again?
Yeah.
Stick to the plan, because in the end it works.
Yeah, it's so true. I think that the weak link in any trading system is the trader.
Yeah, it's me. It's the emotion.
Yeah.
And if you can take the emotion out of the trader, and your approach is more like a machine, like Trade Unafraid does for me. For me, it works.
Yeah.
But it took me quite a while, because even just before we started this session, I was looking at my trade plans, and I've got one running very wild, and I was thinking, oh, I should stop it now. Nope. Just let it run.
Yeah.
Gather the data, and
right.
Going and find my golden setup for my $50 a day plan.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a question.
Some of the traders will say, well, that's easy. You open up a trade of $5, $6, $7, $8,000 and you grab 1.1% and you're there.
Yeah.
But I'm on a small account, and I'd like to be in a small account.
Yeah.
I'm used to work on bigger accounts, but I'm happy going in a small account and compounding my little profits into a big pile of money.
Yeah. Right. So one thing that I've been working on a lot lately is the notion of taking a small profit, getting safe, and then leaving a runner. Are you just exiting when you reach a target, or are you trying to have a runner? Okay.
Both. In my trade plans for this week and last week, I have plans that go in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have plans that tells me to buy 8 contracts on SPY, sell 7 on 14%,
mm-hmm.
and leave one runner.
Mm.
And then using very basically EMA crossings.
Mm-hmm.
And well, sometimes they work perfectly and sometimes they go against you. But it's like trading in general.
Right.
But I'm trying to find a setup there as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're using TradingView for that, right?
Yeah. The moment you started integrating TradingView alerts into Trade Unafraid, that gives the program a huge boost.
Yeah.
Because there are so many nice indicators made by very smart people, which you can now use as an alert to trigger my trade plan.
Right.
I know I've been asking you a lot about, incorporating EMAs and stuff, and now I can do that by the use of TradingView.
Yes.
So that made me a very happy trader.
Yeah.
And it gives me so much more opportunities on the entry side of things. It's not only the Strat, which I control myself, but EMA crossings, ICT concepts, Fibonacci's. The world is yours, I would say.
Yeah.
And the programming of the alert itself, it will take a few minutes to understand, to grasp the idea about it. But once you get that done, it's easy.
Yeah. So you're actually implementing in PineScript?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you have rather complex setup criteria, it sounds like.
Well, not that complex, I would say.
But you're looking at multiple criteria. It's not just a simple moving average crossing. There's more in it to filter out for.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And there are some very, very nice indicators out there who already have done that for you.
Right.
So for me, it's just trying to find out in their script, okay, what's the alert setting I can use? Do I understand the alert, which is actually coming out of this indicator? Because that's very important for me as well. Do I understand why the trader has made this indicator?
Right.
And sometimes I don't, and then I just don't work with it.
Yeah. And so...
That's also part of the journey. I'm trying to understand what other traders are seeing as well.
Right. Right. So when you marry a setup from TradingView to a trade plan in Trade Unafraid, are you reusing the same trade plan, or do you have? Is there some? I'm not sure what word to use, but like, do they go together? That you have a specific setup that goes with a specific trade plan?
Yeah, I've got a specific entry that can result in multiple trade plans.
Of different, what I'm really trying to understand is, just like I said that when you have a weekly setup in the Strat for a swing, then the numbers are much bigger for both gains and losses. Do you have based on the setup, you have a different target to take profit in the trade plan?
Yeah, definitely, because
okay.
When I'm running my alerts coming from TradingView, I solely trade SPY.
Mm-hmm.
So not zero DT, because that's way too volatile for me. But one day out.
Okay.
That gives a nice movement in price. So the entry is almost every time the same. And my exit can vary, depends on my position size. So when I start out with a position of $500, I'm very happy with a 3% gain.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also looking, okay, when I reach the 3% level, what can the program give me more? Like the MAV settings.
Yes.
Or grab sands. Or, well, like I said, there are so many flavors in Trade Unafraid for your exit, which makes it also very fun to trade with.
Yeah.
Because every exit has its own specific, result. And sure, I can cut the trade and say, well, I'm happy with 3%. And then I see the bars running up and up and up and up and up. Now I'm thinking, oh, okay. And that was also my journey with Trade Unafraid, to discover what the exits will provide me.
Right.
And when you narrow it down after using it for a few months, sure, you got some favorite exits, like the MFA settings or the grab sand settings, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Green to red candles, candle trail, I can use a lot.
Yes, yes.
But that's also challenging. You can use them all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
but then you have to really calculate what the effect is if they're not overlapping each other, etc., etc.
Right.
But for me, it's very intuitive to set it up as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but it's like I said, I'm working from a single point of entry on SPY, using multiple trade plans in Trade Unafraid to find out which is the most favorable exit.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I know we had done some work together on the days till expiration, and
Yes.
trying to get that right. Are you actually using that as a variable? Okay. So have you found, like you mentioned, 1 DTE? Have you found that that's the sweet spot?
For me, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least for my $50 a day plan,
Mm-hmm.
it's my sweet spot. I've tried 2 days out, 3 days out.
Right.
Yes, they run in the same direction, but on a different speed.
Yes. Yes.
And for me, it's all about finding a quick profit.
Right. Right.
In and out. Sometimes the trade is lasting 20, 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a few minutes, but not more.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's what I really like about it.
Yeah.
And try that with your trader platform software.
Right. Right.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would rather challenge somebody who say, "Well, I'm faster."
Yeah.
No way.
And how many trades do you end up trading in a day?
For today, I think it was on specific setups, 8 or 10.
Oh, okay. And what time span are you using?
It's from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Oh, so you're trading basically the whole trading day. Okay.
The whole trading day, my automated programs will run.
Okay. Okay.
I'll set them up in lunchtime, Dutch time.
You're right. Right.
And then I let them run.
And have you found any correlation between time of day and winners versus losers?
Yeah. The like I said, the first half of the day is definitely a no-go. The data shows me that I have more losses than wins.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
That's very
Sometimes
interesting.
you do have a big win, but there are more losers.
We're gonna have to compare notes because my finding has been that the first hour and a half of the trading day is where I'm making all my gains, and
There you go.
and so we definitely should take another step deeper into this.
Yeah, because I know there are a lot of traders just trading the opening range.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, with my specific entries, no, it's not working the first half an hour for me. The data is showing me consistently that my losses are outperforming my winners.
Yeah.
So I skip the first 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that I'm not really debating about that first 30 minutes. I can understand that for sure. Mm-hmm. But the next hour, I find, is where most of my profits come from. So it must be our setups.
10 to 12.
Yeah.
And I skip lunch around 1:30. And then, the last part of the day could be volatile as well, but then in both directions. But
right.
That's nice. My trade plan will foresee that as well.
Yeah.
But I'm now trying to fine tune that with full time frame continuity setup as well. So I'm looking at the hour and the daily.
Right.
It should line up.
Right.
And that makes a difference, I can tell you.
That actually brings up a question. I was going to ask you about broadening formations. And, at the moment, we don't really have an answer for broadening formations. And I was wondering how much of a gap that is, you think?
No, I don't think there's a gap.
No?
Because when I draw my broadening formations, finding my weekly swings, it just tells me where price could go.
Right.
Could potentially go.
Yeah.
But that's still undiscovered territory.
Yeah.
We know that they work, they exist,
right.
and they work over a very long period of time as well. for me, it's not a miss. Don't have that kind of setup in Trade Unafraid, because you're trading your targets which are behind you, or you're targeting the broadening formation.
Right.
So you it's like I said, I trade with a plan, and the plan is to reach multiple targets, and I define the targets based on price action that happened in the past,
Right.
and which we think will occur in the future.
Right. Do you use the candle magnitude exit? Have you looked at that?
I have looked to that, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
never used it.
Yeah. I actually don't either, but it's it is Strat oriented. It's inspired from the Strat. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, but like I said, when I'm trading my weeklies, I'm more able to follow the screen late at the evening, so I'm not that bound to my plan. I know the plan. I've written it down in my journal.
Yeah.
And I stick to that. I think I haven't used it.
Yeah. Okay.
I know it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing I meant to ask is what strike are you using? Are you using ITM strategy for that, or in the money?
OTM +1.
OTM. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for longer swings, I'm just going to the contracts to see where prices are at a specific moment. Sometimes you can really find really nice bargains for 4 or 6 months out.
Yeah, yeah.
And see if that will fit the broadening formation as well. And if so, it's like last week on Ford, January, February calls. They went over 500% within a week.
Wow.
And that's very nice on a small account.
Yes. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those kind of setups are there every day, as long as you know where to look for.
Yeah.
It's hard, and that's not only Strat, but then it's also a little bit of Fibonacci retracement and a little bit of ICT concepts, which is also nice to study.
Yeah.
So there are so many things to study.
I know. I find myself being sort of a trading strategy junkie. It's like which I think has hurt me over the long term, because every time I look at a chart, I can interpret it a dozen different ways, and
you can do that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my wife is seeing me staring at the screens and saying, "Well, not sure what you're doing, but as long as you're having fun."
And making money.
As long as it will pay the holiday.
Right. So, I feel like we've covered everything. Is there anything that I have not brought up that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, you can make me a very happy trader if you can put futures in it as well.
Same here. Me too.
Yeah.
that is absolutely on the roadmap for as soon as possible.
Yeah, I've been looking for how to trade futures in the last 4 months or so. And what I really do like about it is there are no Greeks involved.
Right. No data. Yeah.
Nothing from that. It's like, and then using the Strat. That's so powerful.
Yes.
So
right.
Yeah, and I know. It's for in the future, hopefully. And
yes.
I can find my way with my broker. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Knowing the power of Trade Unafraid and combine that with trading futures.
I completely agree, and it's risky for me to make a promise like this, but I promise you, 2024, and hopefully in the first half of the year, that will be done. So that's certainly where what my focus is. So,
well, I'm a patient guy, so I'll stick around.
Great.
Don't worry.
Well, thank you, and it's wonderful to hear that the program works for you, and
Absolutely.
yeah, that's great. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you, and thank you for your time while you're on holiday.
Likewise, Lee, and like I said, the house is empty now. Everybody is sleeping, so it's 11 o'clock here in Holland.
Yeah, right. So thank you for making the time at such a late hour.
Well, I do make late hours because most around 11, 11:30 I can still go to charts, etc., before going to bed.
Yes, I understand.
Like you said before, like you call it a strategic junkie or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's me and charts. It
Yeah.
works.
I understand. Well, thank you.